Hello and welcome to Pago On. I am super excited to be starting something like this. Whether you are watching here today, right now, or if you're watching in the future, I appreciate you being here. The most I could ask for is the attention and your awareness, as you know. What is this? They said start a talk show, so I got a talk show. I wanted to talk about the real world. The real world. The world that is real, that they don't want you to talk about, but it's a real world. It's the real world, not a TV show. not a video game. I mean, maybe. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe we're all experiencing together where we can reliably wake up and look to the right and be like, yo, were you asleep too? And they're probably like, yeah, dog. Me too. At least a level of like world that we can all agree that we plane on together, that we glide on together. Okay? It's true that we all live in the same world. We're all being fed the same like ingredients, but we all don't live in the same world. We all live in our own worlds because we decide what is in our awareness. Some people totally can live in a super messy room. Bottles all over not vacuum, notebooks all everywhere. Remote control? What remote control? What pillowcase? Slobber? I love it. We all live in like different environments, and then some people can like live in that, and then other people would lose their mind. And we're still in the same world, but what they're attention on can severely affect how they're experiencing that moment. Some people are just cool with all the mess. Maybe their brain's not even in this room. They're thinking about their friend and how this moment is going to affect how they can talk to their friend later or something like that. So they're not focused on it. Other people, they're like, blah, there's dirt, blah, I'm dying. Who knows? There's this inside world. What their attention on is so important. Can't you pay attention more to your right arm than your left if you wanted? Or if you're left-handed, isn't your attention more on your left arm than your right arm? But like, we can look at you clearly and be like, yo, both of those are still the arms of you. Both of them still your arms. Don't be crazy now. But you're like, yo, but this one feels very different than the left one. And it makes me feel literally, actually, when I throw a ball, it will literally make me feel a different sense of satisfaction, happiness, or sadness, and discomfort and social awkwardness, depending if I throw it with my right or left, right? But on the outside, no one knows that. There's this inside world, clearly. Sometimes when you get hurt and you don't want to show it, you're hurting, your right knee is hurting, but you'll stand up straight to imitate the idea, reflect to the outside world that you are not hurting, but on your inside world, you are hurting. So you yourself acknowledge that yourself, within yourself. So don't deny it. You own that. Own it. You got that superpower of your own. You can hide your inner self, but also project a version of you to your outside self. By doing that, you've acknowledged that there's our two worlds, that there's an inside world. So you can choose to look at the world as if it's not that way. And you could be like, yeah, it's a flat world, or maybe I'm the only one in the inside world. You could choose to look at it that way. But if what's in your awareness is ignoring this abstract idea of there being two worlds, the inside world of a human being that they experience and this outside world, you can choose to just look at the world flat and just be like, yo, that guy hit that guy. That means that guy is awful and this guy is a victim, and there's nothing. I know exactly what's happening because I saw exactly what happened. See, and if you want to be happy, it's going to be hard to be happy like that because it's just not reflective of the truth. How do we know that? Because even in your own experience, there are two worlds. Like, okay. But then when you start to acknowledge this inside world, it's kind of hard to, just by the nature of it, it's kind of hard to think that there's nothing beyond human beings, because like, that's kind of beyond human beings already. The idea that like you do something, but like, you didn't internally want to do that thing, how it made you feel was not necessarily congruent or harmonious with what you actually did, like flow as well anymore. That concept already is kind of foreign to a lot of people, but maybe it won't be, maybe it shouldn't be. Anyway, so yeah, we all live in the real world. In the real world. But there's also like this inside world, right? That if it's true for ourselves to be able to kind of shift our awareness and maybe do things that we didn't want to do, or maybe do things less to our like preferred ability, or maybe we did things out of pressure, we understand that depending on what was in our awareness, this inside world of ours can be very different than the real world. And if it's true for ourselves, that's the thing. Do you now extend that to other people?